Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing today? So I'm very glad to have you guys on board again. So I would like us to start from where we stopped in our previous class, which is here. This was actually created in our previous class, but then we're going to turn this project because this is a series project. We're going to work at this project throughout a series of steps. We're going to achieve this stuff that I see here. You see this, guys? This is what we're going to actually move over to achieve in today's class. So I would like us to sit back, grab a popcorn, take your keyboard, and let's dive in. Okay, now we're going to start from where we stopped. Okay, remember I told you about what installing what your font awesome. Yes, font awesome is very important for this our project. So I'm going to walk you through the step of downloading font awesome. We're going to put our icons. I'm going to also tell you how to what put your stylings. We'll start working on the project one after the other until what get it finished and what done and what dusted. And I'm going to tell you how to what open your project with what open your project with what live server. Okay, so let's get diving. So connect to your internet. I'm connected to my internet right now. Okay, which is you are connected now. So what I'm going to do now here is this: what I'll go over to my browser. Any browser I have, like what I have Chrome. Download font awesome because I want to actually download font awesome for me. So I'll click on this download font awesome pro, free and pro. So once you get to that website, I'm going to break it down so that it should not take much of time because we have to go into the project as soon as possible. Okay, now, so once you get there, you're going to see free font awesome pro, font awesome pro plus, but we're going to go for the free because we're still learning how to build our website. So you click on download free for web. So now it's going to show you download. So I'm going to intentionally cancel this because I've already downloaded it on my system. Do you see it here? I've already downloaded my system. So I'm going to go to the folder where it is. Okay, so this is the folder where it is. Then what you're going to do, if you have WinRAR is a zip2 file that can help you unzip stuff. You just right click and what? And you say extract to font awesome, that particular what folder. Now what I'm going to do here is this now. I've already what extracted it for us. So I'll scroll down to where it is. Just some subscribe to me there. Okay. Okay, so now that I've gotten to where it is, it's going to be like a folder like you're going to see something like this, a font awesome folder, a free font awesome folder. So I'll tap on it 2 times. Now inside it, got on again. Inside it, I'm going to see a set of folders. Now only two important folders here: your CSS and your what web font. That's all you need. CSS and what web font. Then you tap on these guys, copy them, right click, copy them, then go over to your project folder. That's where you're going to paste and make use of them. Okay, so now come to this place now. These are project folder. Okay, so these are project folder. Now these are project folder. Now we're going to right click. Now we're going to create a new folder here, a new folder. We're going to call that new folder font awesome. Okay, guys. So font awesome. Okay, so under that folder, I'll tap on it twice and I will paste my code there. Now we have already pasted the what we copied from font awesome folder. That's only what we need. Okay, so once we've done that now, the next step we're going to take now is what going back to our code and linking this to our what our web code so we can be able to preview it and test if it's working. Okay, so once let's go back to our VS Code now. Let's go back to our VS Code. Now I'll go back to our browser our browser where we used to our preview browser. Yeah. So now at this point in time, I told you I'm going to install what live server. So look at how you install live server. When you come to this page, just type what live server under this extension plug. Live server is going to pop out. Then you what install it. Meanwhile, I've already installed my own. Do you see it now? So you can go over install it now. Let's go over to the next stuff. Okay, so at this point in time now, click on our index.html. Yes, we need to link our font awesome to our what project. How do we do that? The same way we link our what our styling. The same way we're going to link our what our font awesome. Okay, so come back to this place now. Just type link and your tab key. So then put dot slash. You look for the font awesome folder. You tap on it. Then now you're going to specifically select our CSS, then select what all.min.css. Now that's what all we need to make sure that our code runs what font awesome. Are you there with me, guys? So now I'm not going to stretch this as much as possible. I'm going to make sure that we grab full knowledge of what we're about to do. Okay, so I just placed my timer up so I can be able to see how long the class is going to be. Okay, so now let's go over now. What we're going to do here now, once we've connected our font awesome to our project, don't worry, you're going to see it very clearly. Now we're going to come down here. Let's that place you see hide. I see that, guys. That place you see hide, this hide now. Yes, we're gonna what? Delete it out. Then we're gonna replace it with what? A font awesome icon we call what? I. Everybody say I. Yes, that I icon is what we're going to use to test if our font awesome is actually what? Connected. Okay, so we're going to go back to our browser again. Now, I think we're going to be going back and forth on this project stuff until we get all we wanted. Yeah, so I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to make some adjustments. Yes, okay. So now, when you come to your browser, what you're going to do now? Just type. Now, going back up, this don't forget this phone, this website you come to. Now click on icons. Are you there with me? Just click on icons. Now, when you click on icons, what will pop up now? You see a search bar. Then you can actually scroll down. You see all the icons that we have, but then we have to specific. Let us see for what I icon. Just when you tap on I, just press on search. Okay, it's going to search out everything about the I that we need on our what font awesome page and give it to us. Okay, I'll refresh this again. Okay, okay, our internet is good, so just relax. Everything is good. Everything is good. We are in good hands. Okay, so I'm going to start what I. Okay, so I'm going to search. Okay, then let's scroll down. It's loading it out. It's loading it out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So at this point in time, we're going to click free because we want the free eye icon. So we're going to click on the free eye icon. Yes, that's what we're going to need. Actually, this project, today's class is not going to be as lengthy as it is first because we have known most of our left and right. But today we're going to learn how to what, make use of these icons productively and effectively. Now, look at the set of eyes that we have here. We're going to choose the first one. Now, once anyone you click is going to be a set of what instructions, and this HTML now is what you're going to need to integrate this eye icon inside your browser. So what you're going to do is go ahead and what copy that, highlight over them is copied, then go back to your code and you what paste that there. Okay, now don't see the way it's now is wrapped around the eye icon. That is the fundamental way of writing what font awesome in our code. Okay, now how do we test that this is working? So let's go back to let's bring out our preview browser. Now this is it here. What we're going to do now here is what? Control S. Wow, this is that, guys. ASAP. It shows like, wow, just like bam, it shows exactly where we want it to be. But then we already have a what? A prototype we're going to follow. So relax, relax, relax. We will not you're not going to waste time. Get all this sorted out as soon as possible. Then now let's go back to our prototype. These are prototype looking at to construct this code base. Now everything is okay, just we're going to focus on this what balance section. We're going to add available balance, transaction history, the amount, and was this other side. So what we're going to do now, we have to go back to our code and we have to what work that out. So at this point in time I will go back to our code. This is our code here base. Okay, now we'll go back to our HTML. Okay guys, we'll go back to our HTML. Now this is our HTML now. It's very important we understand this now. It's very important we understand this now. Now arranging your code is very important. That's why we want that format was document. Let your code be what arranged. And apart from that again, knowing where to put where, you have to learn how to what comment your work as neatly as what possible. Now we're not going to touch the header section because we're not working on the header section. We're going to what see the what header section. We're going to touch that. So we are going over to what to the content section. And the content section is where our what our focus is. So content section is where we are focused on. Okay, so content section where we are focused on now. Now other content section. Okay, now in the content section we have the what is wrapped under like a wrapper, like a content stuff. And these are our footer section. We have not touched that one yet. Footer section. Okay, now in this our content section that span from here to here. Now we have the balance. The balance is where this 10,000 naira and this eye icon is being displayed. Okay, now before this amount, we are going to put what we call what another div. That div, we will call that div. We'll call that div what availability and transaction div. Availability and transaction div or available and transaction div. So available and transaction available and transaction class. We're going to give it a class, available and transaction class. Okay, now under available and transaction class, let's go over to our preview prototype. Now you see in this available balance, we have what two icons beside this was available balance. Okay, then we have the transaction history and the icon by the side. So what we're going to do here now is this: for you to be able to build faster, you have to use your what logic, use your what sense, use your what imagination. Now see what we're going to do. We're going to put our p tag. This our p tag will collect what available balance. Okay, now before the p tag we're going to put an icon. So what we're going to do now here, we'll just copy this icon first. Don't worry, we're going to change it later. We'll put it before the p icon and we'll put it after the what p icon. Now right click and what format document. Beautiful. But then it does not stop there. We have to wrap. We also have what a transaction history. Yes, so that will be another p tag. So transaction tran transaction history. Okay, now then after the transaction history we also have our what an icon. So we just place the I tag. Now let's preview and see how our work. Now before we preview now, let us put them in separate divs. Now they are all in available transaction balance div, but then we want to put them in separate div. So put a div here. Okay, now we'll pack all these ones from here, put them in one div. Yes, here we'll name this div as a class. We'll call the class available. Available. Now then we'll come over down here, we'll put another div again. This div, I'm going to name this class what transaction. Transaction. Okay, so now we have successfully creating two divs. Now just pack these two like this p tag and this icon inside here. Then let us right click and what format document. Now you see that guys, now we now have two divs. We have two divs now separately in this what available transaction what div. Are you seeing that, guys? So now let us Control S and see how it preview on our browser. Control S now. Now, you may say, wow, our code has scattered. It have not scattered. Calm down. We just have to make some arrangements to put it back in place. So let's go. Now, we're going to pick up this what available transaction, available and transaction. We'll copy it. Then we'll go to our CSS. Now, in our CSS, anywhere you want, you can put it anywhere. But I just like putting it before this amount. You can put it anywhere. Just put it dot, you paste and you what? You open it for styling. Now in this point, we're going to put our display. Our display will be what? Flex. Wow, you see that, guys? Something happened here now. Let me comment this. Now, before now, all of them were like lined up vertically. But the moment I introduce what? Display flex, what happens? They aligned this section over here, aligned horizontally. But we are still going to work on it. Okay, so we're going to put what we call um justify content. We're going to put space between. Okay, this gives us space among the two objects, among the two divs. You see that, guys? Now let's continue. Now apart from that again, we're going to come say align item center. Control S. So we see, but we're still going to express more. Now we're going to go back to our HTML. Now let's focus on what this available now. I will highlight this available. Okay, we'll Control C, we'll copy it. Then we'll go to our style. Under our style, directly under this available and transaction dot, we'll paste it. Now we're going to repeat the same thing again. Display. We're going to say what? Flex. Now what flex does is that flex make everything horizontal. So we're going to Control S. You see that now our available balance and the icons are now what? Horizontal. Good. Then now go back to the next one. Say what is it? Justify content. Now we're going to put what? Space between. Yes, you know what? I know what I'm going to choose. Space between. Okay, now space between. Control S. Okay, now no much difference, no problem. Now we're going to say what? Align items center. You see that, guys? Available balance and the two icons are aligned now. Then let's go over down. Let's say okay. Now we are not done. We say what? Gap. we put gap. Let's give gap between the available and the icons, available balance and the icons. So we're going to say, let's say 2 rem. Let's see how, if it is too much. I think it's too much. So let us go back and what, choose like 0.8, or you can say 0.8, 0.8, 0.8 rem. Okay, I think it's fair. Let us say 0.5, 0.5. I think this is better. Okay, let us leave it at this. Now, then let's go over to, let's go back to our transaction history. Okay, now transaction history, what is the class credit transaction? We just copy it and control C. Okay, so guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And ask, if you have questions, ask in the comment section below, and I'll be able to attend to you, because we are building what, a community whereby we help each other to grow and develop themselves in what web development. Okay, so we're going to, I've copied that international. I'm going to come under available. I'm going to what, style that now. Okay, now under this place, I'm going to put what, display. I say what, flex, control S. Okay, now history and transaction icon has now been on the same line. Now I'm going to come down and say what, justify content. Now we're going to put space between. We all know it, space between. Okay, there's a reason why we say space between. I'm going to explain that further later. Then now we're going to come and do the one of the most important ones, say align items center. Okay, okay, control S. Okay, now we are on the same page. We're going to apply what, gap. It's the same gap that we used before. Let's say gap. Okay, 0.5 rem. Now I use rem because rem is like, it's far more easier for me to detect the sizes, because it's a unit that is easier for us to detect the sizes. Okay, you can have other choices like px, like pixel, like other stuffs like percentages. Yes, but then this works for me, so I think we'll stick with that. Then now control S. Now there's a little space amount. Now let's go back before now. Let's go to what, available. Let's go back to available and transaction. I'm going to say font size, we're going to put it towards, if we put 2 rem, watch what will happen. Everything is going to be very big. So we're going to go back and let's say 0.5 rem or 0.5 rem. Okay, see, it is now very, very what, small. So let's go back, let's say 0.8 rem. This is okay. We can manage this, but let's just make it 0.9 rem. Just make it more visible for us. Yeah, so that at least 0.9 rem is okay. If you say 1 rem, it's going to give you like almost the same big size. Okay, though it's not a problem. It's not a problem. But actually, just for us, just for the class purpose. So let's just say 0.9, 0.9. Okay, control S. Okay, let us leave it like that. Now let us not forget one more thing again. Now you see how this is like this. Now the text, let us make all the color of the text to be what, white. Okay, okay, good. Now I would like us to give a padding from the walls of the what, of the balance, a padding. So I'll say padding. Now we're going to specify 0 rem for the up and down. They're going to say, let's say 2 rem for the left and right. Let's see how it goes. Okay, good. But then I think it's too much. But then we're going to do one more thing again. We're going to adjust the balance. We're going to adjust this balance so that it bulges out a little bit. They're going to shrink it a little bit. Okay, so let's come down under this balance. See the height. The width is 50%. We're going to make the height like 90%. Okay, I think that is better. Then the height, the view height, let's say now, we're going to put view height to what, fit content, okay, fit content. Okay guys, do you see that now? So this is a fit content, you understand? This is what we call fit content. Then we're going to come back to this place, this padding. I think this padding is too much. Let's just make it like 1.5 rem. Okay, I think this is better. I believe this is better. Okay, now that by the side, let's move back to the most important thing. Okay, now you're finally what, make this icon. See, we have eye all over. We are not going to make it of eye all over for everything. We are going to what, make the eye what, unique. Understand? We're going to make the icons unique. So let's go back to this place now. Now in this vertex now, we have our shield, we have the eye, we have the transition history, we have the what, angle. So let's go and see how we can create all these things. And first go look for the word shield, and what, this greater than sign. Okay, so let's go back to our back to our font. Awesome. Now I'm going to come over here. I'll type what? Shield. Everybody say shield. Shield. Okay, okay. I'm searching for the shield now. I'm searching for the shield now. Okay. Let's go over to the shield. Okay, bravo. Here we go, guys. This is the shield. So I'm going to tap on this half shield, highlight it up like this. Okay, Control C. Just highlight it up. It will automatically copy. That is good. Then now go to our code base and locate it. It is before what? The available balance. We'll highlight this one and what? Control V. Replace that with it. Now we'll go back to the next one. Now next one is I think is a greater than, greater than, greater than. Okay, you see this is a greater than sign. Okay, so we just tap on it, we copied it. It is already copied already. So let's go over to our code. After the balance, we'll paste that there. No. After transaction, we'll paste that there. Okay, good. Now let's preview and see what we have in our code before we continue. Okay, now this is what we are working on here. Okay, so let's just Control S from here. Wow, guys, you see that, guys? Very, very sweet. That's why I like programming. Once you can program, you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of what things. Now, this is step by step. You can learn. Now, don't rush yourself. Take your time. You definitely what get there. Okay. So I say that I'll promise you that I'll not take too long in this project, but you understand something at least to move you a step forward in building what a fintech app with just your HTML, CSS, and what JavaScript. Now let's dive in. Okay, now look at this icon here. It's not going to be icon here because in our prototype we have what you call like add money or something. Yeah, so we're going to come back to this place. Well, now I'm going to give you some bonus stuff, but don't worry, we're going to achieve that in this class. Okay, so don't forget to like choirs, don't forget to like, share, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and what subscribe. You can see more of this content when we post them on this channel. Okay, now let's continue. So now we're going to work something here on this naira here, on this 10,000 naira here, and this icon. But let's focus on this icon here for before we come back to this 10,000 naira. Okay, now let's go back to our HTML. Now under our HTML, this icon, this eye icon now, I'd like us to do something about it. Under the amount, okay, under this amount, now let us rename, let's rename this amount. We're gonna say amount and add money. Amount and add money. Okay, let me say amount and money so that we will not write in a too long word. Amount and money. Okay, let's say amount and add. Let's just put amount and add money. Amount and add money. Let's name it like that. Then we are going to come over here. Now on the amount, we're going to create a div. We're going to call it, name it what? Amount. Okay, sorry for that. Amount. Then we're going to carry this 10,000 naira and put it inside this place. Are you with me, guys? Now, right click and say what? Format document. Now, remaining this I. So under this I, now we're going to create under div again. I'm going to put what? Add money. It will be the name of this what? Div. Okay. So under this, we'll just collect the eye icon like this. I'll put it inside here. Now, right click what and say what? Format what? Document. Now you see now, guys, now see, we have the add money section. We have the amount and money section. Amount, I put a comment now, and money and add money section. And add money what section. It's a good practice, guys, to always what? Comment your work. Always learn how to comment because it will help you in your future research. When you come back to your code, you will not be confused on what you have done. Okay, so now let's go over now. And this section now, this amount section and this add money section, and this amount section now, I want us to do something now. Now let's just Ctrl S and see what we have. Now you see now our code has scatter, but don't worry, we'll align it back. Now what you just do here now, just highlight this amount and add money. Just copy it, go over to your style.css. Now you locate that place, say amount. Now we'll delete this amount, okay, from here. Okay, dot, will now replace it with that amount and add money. Control S. Now you see that now everything is now back to what it is. Now what do we just do now? We came back to our HTML and we rearranged our code. Then we went back to our style.css and we renamed our code. Now I'll explain more. Now under here now, this amount that is here now, I will do one tricky thing now. One tricky thing, I will do it now. I want us to add an icon, a naira icon, a naira what icon. Now let's go back to our first awesome, our first awesome. But before we add our another icon, let's keep a room for it. So I'll just copy this eye again. I like this eye. Do I think like this eye? Very, it's make me amazing. Now I'll click on this eye now. Okay. Now let's go back to our code. Let's just see how this thing shows up here. Now I'll control S. Okay. Now see where it's there. Sorry. My patient just get that. Don't worry. Just look at the way it is. Okay. Now and looking at it like this now, we need to rearrange our code. Now highlight this amount. Okay. Highlight the amount, copy it, control C. Now immediately after this add amount and add money, now I'll paste this code, the amount, and I will style it. Now our first step we're going to do what? We're going to what? Apply what? Display. I'll display what? Flex. Flex will display what? Display flex. Now nothing happened, right? Don't worry. Now we're going to come down, go to what? After that, we're going to say, okay, justify content. We're going to put it what? Space between. Space between. Okay. Now after that, we're going to what? Say align items. We're going to what? Center. Okay. Now see guys, the I and the 10,000 naira is now aligned. We are going somewhere. Now I'll go back to our HTML. I'll intentionally what? Remove this N from the 10,000 naira and control S again. Now we have only what? The eye icon and the 10,000 naira. Now let's go back to our font awesome, get our naira icon and infuse it into that place. So I'll go to what? Our font awesome page now. Now I'll look for what? Naira icon. Just type naira. Naira. If you have dollar, fine. If you have naira, fine. But I think we look for a naira icon. Now this is only what we have for a naira icon that is free. So we'll click on it. Then what? Highlight over it what? That's automatically be copied. Then we'll go back and what? And paste it here. So we'll highlight over this icon, replace it with it, and what? Paste it over there. Then we'll go over to our what? Our code and let's see now. For these guys, just press Ctrl S. Wow! Do you see that, guys? Guys, this is that. See here, let me tell you something. Building will take you from one step to another and keep on making you expose you to what new things you need to know about your what environment. Now, next we're going to do what? Let's go for our add money. Now, in this our fintech are looking at, you see now, this thing have what? Add money and this eye icon, but our own will be we'll add a plus sign. We'll modify our own to be more better. Now, we go on this add money, we'll come down here. Now, looking at this our code down here, we already have an eye icon. So we're going to say, okay, now let us put just a p tag, add money. Okay, now let's press Ctrl S. Let's see what it give us. Okay, that is that. We just highlight this add money, copy it, and we'll go to our what? Directly under our amount, we what? Style it. Dots, we'll paste it here. Now, once we've done that now, what happens? Now we now have to apply our display. Display what? Flex. Okay. Then after that, we're going to put what? Justify justify con space between. Okay, that is that for that. Okay, now we're going to comment. We're going to say what? Align items center. Okay, now see guys, we have automatically aligned this object together. We're going to put a gap. We're going to put a gap in between them. A gap. That gap, let's say 0.5 rem. Okay, is enough. That is I like that. That is perfectly enough. Now coming back to this awards, this add money now, we're going to what? Put it now. We're going to do something now. We're going to say the color of our text, let's make it what? Black. Okay, we are going somewhere. Now we're going to come and say background color. We're going to make it what? White. Sorry guys, white. Okay, now apart from making it white, we're going to what? Modify something now. We're going to modify the padding. So padding. Now the padding, now up and down padding, we say let's just say 0 rem. Then left and right padding, let's just say 2 rem. Let's control S. Now this is what it gives us. Now this is too big, so we're going to what? Modify it and what? Readjust it. But before we do that, let's bring down our font size. So I don't want the font size to be that big for everything. Then let's say font size should be like, let's say 0.5 rem. Let's see how it is. You see now, that is too small. So we're going to come back and say, let's say 9. That is somehow big. Let's just say 8. I think this is okay. I like this. Then let's go back to our pad. This is our padding here now. Now we're going to leave the 0 rem up and up. Now we're going to come this to rem. Let us say 1 rem. Okay, I think this is good. Then now we're going to add what? A border radius. Border radius. Border radius what? Let's say 2 rem border radius. Wow, perfect guys. I love this. I love what I'm seeing. Now, this eye icon now, we're going to work on this eye icon. This eye icon now, we'll work on it. What are we going to do now? Let us go back to our, want to come back to the plus icon. So we'll go back to our font. Awesome. Okay. We're going to highlight this one. I'm going to say what? Plus. Plus. Now, plus icon. Good, guys. I love what I'm seeing here. So now let us choose the first one, which is the plus that we need. Just highlight it out, copied already. Then you go to back to our code base. Now, I love this guy that like we are like straight to the point on what we want. Okay, so in this add money, we go back to our HTML code. And on this add money, now we're going to change this eye icon towards a plus icon. Wow. Then let's press Ctrl S. Wow, guys, you see that? This is good. You see that? I love this. I love this. And there's also one more thing I'd like to show you before we go over now to this place now. Now, if you look at this place now, you see that this thing has like a gradient, some kind like a gradient of two colors. Understand? A gradient of two colors. Now, there's also one thing I want to tell you also that we can actually specify a particular color that we want and make use of that color throughout our code. Let's go out to our CSS. Now in our CSS, we go back to the top. Let's just go over back to the top. Now, before the body tag, before the body tag, let us specify like a star, an asterisk. Then what? Now this asterisk means that it is like the root. It controls everything inside this our what? Our programming, our programming language base. Now let us work on this. Now I want to specify what? A general, a primary color and a what? A secondary color. Before we continue, a primary color and a what? A secondary color. A lighter color and a what? A darker color that we can use in our project. And in case we want to change it, it will be easy for us to change it anywhere in the code by not changing it to one place at the top. Okay, now let's do this. Now I'm going to, you start like this, slash slash, just like, let's say hyphen primary primary dash background color. Okay, then now let's now specify it. Now let's say for instance we say blue, right? You all choose blue, right? Now I don't want this particular, but I want like a more fancier blue. Okay, so what you're gonna do, I'll come here, I'll modify the blue. If I take it up a little bit, I'll choose this blue. Let's say I want this blue. I want this blue like this. Okay, that will be for our primary. Then now for our secondary, I'll look the same blue, but now I'll use like a darker blue. Let's say secondary, secondary BG color, okay. Now at this point in time, I'll also copy and paste the same blue that is there because we want to find exact blue, but a darker exact blue. Okay, I'll copy that and I will paste it over here. Now at this point in time, I'll be introduced here, so I'll like drag it down. Let's say I want a darker version of it. Okay, not just to dark, wait, to something light, something dark. Okay, now these are the same blue from the same place, but let me just make it a little bit dark. Okay, now this is the same blue for the same place, but now one is dark and one is what? Light. So let's go over to our what? Our header section. So now I will remove this thing like this. So instead of us to like type like the raw blue and start always all the time thinking of how the blue work, what to do here is this now. We'll just type slash slash primary. Before you type it finish, your VS Code have given you, just press your tab. Okay, it will introduce this what? Var and this what? Color code. Okay, then you what? Press Ctrl S. You see that now the up one has been what? Modified. Then let's go over to the what? Balance. The same thing, we'll over the balance, we'll say what? Slash slash primary. Okay, Ctrl S. Okay, guys, I see that now. Then for the footer, I just want us to just use the secondary color for the footer. So just slash slash secondary color. Okay, sorry, come back. Let's just start secondary color. Secondary color. Okay, Control S. Now this footer is a little bit darker than all this two. But now I want us to focus on something. Now there's something I want us to focus on. Now looking at this balance, understand? I don't want it to have just this our just one color like this primary color. I want to have like a gradient color in a particular degree. And how do we do that? Let me comment the normal background color and Control S. Now it seems as if our code is gone, it's not gone. Now what I'll do, I'll come down here, I'll say what? Background, background, background image. Now under background image, we're going to say what? Linear gradients. Okay. Now the linear gradient now say that okay, now let us put two colors now in this place. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to put my primary and my what? Secondary color. But let's just use a random color first before I put the primary secondary. Let's say red and yellow. Now just press Ctrl S. Now see guys, red is at the top and yellow is what? At the base. Okay. So now let's say okay, let's say I want to specify the red and yellow at a particular angle. Let's say 80 degrees or 90 degrees or 45 degrees. Let's just say 45 degrees and let's say 45 DEG degrees. I put my comma. Okay. Then I'll Ctrl S again. So see guys now, the red and the yellow are now mixed what? At an angle of what? 45 what? Degrees. So at this point, we're going to introduce our what? Primary colors. We take over the red, and we take over the yellow, and second we take over the what? The red. Now I'll put dots. Now I'll put what? Var open. Then I'll put that slash slash to be our what? Secondary color. Okay, if you Control S, you see we have a darker, we have a yellow. So let's go over and what? Modify that yellow to our primary color. So highlight this yellow like this. Put it what? Var open bracket and close bracket, then I put slash slash primary color. So Control what? S. So guys, this is how you what? Apply what? Gradient to your what? Code using CSS and also how to achieve this awesome part here. So now our next class, we're going to walk through some other few features and possibly we'll also what? Work on how to use this eye toggle to toggle our naira open and not hide it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As because the more you share and you turn on the notification bell, you receive more content was like this. Do have a nice time. Bye bye. I love you. Have a nice day.